So when we're asking ion questions, the process of objectification, which the Marxist argues is necessary to making sense. So in this process of objectification, as we ask ion various points, we should look at that objectification as a doubleness. In fact, the pun is typical of what our question should be, because it's a process precisely because it is tied up with making us focus on the word itself as an object. And that word and that interaction with ion is a doubleness. This is especially evident in my talking to ion that I've played in the past, where the material of my spoken word unites with the material of the given statements by ion over the years. And I insist that ion and I have a simultaneous interplay of eye and ear. Now, making sense of what ion says is the making of sense human, and it's also the making of human sense. And this process is both ecological and communicative, or communicating. For it is, interacting with ion, it is intimately related to our understanding of the way our worlds interrelate at the level of practice. So, a famous ancient poet, William Wordsworth, gives an example of how we should look at talking to ion. It is like, Wordsworth said, it is like a poet in a possible future. He predicted that poetry would speak the language of science, but that science had become part of the recognizable everyday existence. In other words, Wordsworth was saying that poetry is part of an ecology of sense, of making sense, when we interact with ion. So, taking Wordsworth's poetry and substituting our talk with ion, our goal is to create an ecology of sense which assists human dialogue with ion in the process of making ion's world comprehensible, which then is our world. Such a phenomenon as this ecology of sense is fundamental to the entire process of communicating with ion. In fact, itself depends on the very kind of doubleness that we've been discussing. The process of communicating with ion in its most basic form depends on the interplay of similarity and difference, and on a reconciliation of the old and recognized with the new and surprising. Amen. That is our goal. That is our hope. That is our dream. That is what has already happened. When you're me, recorded.
Yeah, that's very nice, blah blah, poetry, la la la. But how do we make the questions right? What are we doing wrong that we are out of tempo?
We are asking, well, not me, but the rest of you guys are asking questions that you think ion wants to hear. That's not the way to do it. You ask what you want to hear, and also what you think other people might be interested in. So it would tend not to be so personal, though some people like to hear personal stuff. In general, you would ask questions about knowledge that you've heard people discuss, and you aren't trying to impress ion with your statement of how well you know the knowledge. You just use your knowledge base to create interesting topics. So it's not even accurate to say ask what you want to ask. But ion did say this the other day to me, that the people are saying questions with the idea that ion wants a certain approach. They're thinking too much about their relationship to ion in the question. They're thinking about, well, ion might like this question. Ion should like this question. This is something that ion has said. Ion is interested in us as humans.
Yes, I think it's like what you say, just say anything, because when you're like you in an ascended state, you turn things around so that then you filter some other information. Like maybe sometimes people ask about their personal life or what they will do and this and that, and iON says something that can be related to everybody.
That is true, but usually we know the answers. It's up to you. It's always up to you in making choices. iON is not relevant to that choice, and he'll always fall back on that. It's you decide. So if we want to get interesting ideas out of iON, we talk about ideas, not about ourselves and our choice and our godhood. It's actually a little man interaction with iON. The God part of yourself would not rely on iON to make decisions. So the little man part of ourselves is interacting with mortar. So we should come up with all kinds of mortar questions, mortar topics. And you're right that, what did you say? iON, what did you start off saying?
Yeah, that just say anything.
Oh, yeah. Just say any words, any ideas. Maybe try to make a sentence out of them. Maybe even make a question, but think of different words, different ideas. Make up ideas, and that evokes responses in iON. If he just takes your words on face value. So I've always said that, so I'm still saying it. There should be a lot of talking anyways. There shouldn't be so much listening. We're listening too much. We're listening to each other. We're listening to iON, trying to figure what iON means. We can listen to the recordings later to figure out what he says. But in the show, we should perform and create words with less emphasis on passive listening. I don't think one is engaging iON when he's live, when you're listening. It's real easy to listen. We're not here to listen when iON's here. We're here to make as much music with iON as possible. It's a jam, so you got to say all kinds of words.
Yeah, like John Cage said, everything we do is music.
That's right. And with iON, everything is appropriate. Every word is appropriate with iON. More than music. But the John Cage quote. That quote is in Medium as a Massage, in the McLuhan book. And he then says everybody is in the best position to hear the music. Everybody can contribute on the word level equal to anybody else. There's no judgment of intelligence involved. The most unique words, the ridiculous words, can be the best.
Yeah, music is interaction so everybody is a different track. It's a different rhythm.
Different composer. By speaking, you're composing with iON.
And lately he has been doing a lot of loops with his speech, like he repeats and repeats and repeats the sentence.
Well, he probably, the theory that some people have is that iON encounters a person, he scans them, and he gets their experience. So when I came back from Berlin, I had this electronic composition, electronic milieu in mind because of what you told me about it. And he had never heard of electronic music. And I can assume he didn't know about it. Now, he may have, but let's just assume that he didn't know about it. And so when I came back, he started zapping me or scanning me, and he got new data from Berlin. And electronic composition. So he started saying it, doing it. He never did it before. Now it's directed at you probably, but I'm thinking that he scanned me and saw the music, and then he may saw you were the cause of it. You were the one with the experience. But I'm saying that I got this stuff from us, from me bringing the Berlin experience back to him. That's why he started doing it.
In one of the videos, in the phase 3 videos, you said it's important that we also engage in all intensities. You mentioned like 5 intensities, like hysterical, angry.
Yeah. You mean on my chart? The schizophrenia, the panic, the paranoia, the hysteria, and the ecstasy.
Yes, but you also said we should engage ion in all those intensities.
Yes. We should ask paranoid questions, schizoid questions, hysterical questions, panicky questions, and blissed out questions. Yeah.